That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm DigitalCasts, and of course, joining me tonight is this handsome fella, CrashOBS, for a LPL Amateur League match. It's a best of one, so quick and easy, but Collateral eSports versus Shadow of Intent, in case you guys haven't realized by watching the earlier waiting screen. I hope you guys enjoyed the small animation, kept you guys entertained while it was on loop. But look, right now, coming into this tonight, okay? Shadow of Intent, a reasonably newer team or org, I'm not too sure which one it is, versus Collateral eSports, both new to the scene in amateur. But the players definitely not as new. Running over things briefly for Collateral eSports, we have Zuke, Godsent, Sicko, Oki, and Sai. Meanwhile, for Shadow of Intent, Sentient, Kuro, Precision, Blue, and Ramen. Sentient, Precision, and Ramen, three familiar names that you may have seen in the past playing in another team. Don't quote me which one. It's been quite a while, and you know how OCE goes, shuffle after shuffle, yada yada yada, that kind of stuff. But just while we're waiting on Crash to come back, we'll just talk about the map pick for tonight as well. It's a best of one, and will be on Haven, and it will be Collateral eSports starting from defense with Shadow of Intent on attack. So, Crash, if you're here, I want to hear your thoughts about this.
Look, the only info I have to go off is the fact that I played 2 games of Valorant today on a Smurf account, and I ran into Godsent.
Yeah.
He was playing Cypher on Bind on B site. We basically could not go B the whole game. So that's basically my little piece of info. That's absolutely everything I have to go on this game. If this guy somehow has a better agent than the Cypher, I'm going to be very surprised. It's a ranked game after all, but still he played it really well. Haven's an interesting map. I never understand why teams like to go to Haven in a best of one. I think it's probably that and Ascent. Well, Haven's probably the most shaky map, but Haven and Ascent are the 2 most shaky maps to go to in a best of one, purely because there's so much randomness, especially on that Haven. Having 3 sites, there's not as much consistency as you'd like to have in your game plan. That's why I really respect teams that actually do have a really solid win rate on Haven, because it's not an easy task at all. Going into Agent Selector, I'm not sure if stream can see this, but there you go. Godsent is actually on the Cypher, so that makes sense considering he kind of domed me a little bit today in ranked.
Well, look, you were really talking him up a lot, but I'm hoping he will deliver and not disappoint. Well, the agent picks right now, Collateral eSports, they haven't really locked in anyone, but you said Godsent, he's a really good player, but I will tell you right now, oh, actually, it's not Godsent. There was another player on the team. Let me find their roster on the website real quick, who was absolutely amazing last time. Conquerors. Although I don't think Conquerors is playing tonight. He was an absolute star on the previous game I casted for Collateral eSports. But regardless, though, let's talk about Shadow of Intent. Astra, Sky, and your standard other agents. I'm really liking what we're seeing coming up from both teams right now.
This is, I mean, what it looks like to me is a clash of 2 styles on the side of Collateral. It looks like we've got I mean, this is basically the Sentinels comp that they managed to, I think, 13-10 Fnatic on Haven with. So, judging by that, it should be a good comp. It's interesting. There's a lot of playmaking, like individual playmaking potential in it. On the flip side, there, we have like a really kind of like info-heavy type comp, because we do see the Sky server. That's always like a really strong combo to partner up with each other, purely because, especially on a map like Haven, you can control each side, like each half of the map really well with their utility. You can kind of, you know, throw out servers recon dots in his drone. You can control A long, we can control down C, and you can do this same with Sky with the guiding lights and the Trailblazer, I believe it's called. The interesting thing about Shadow of Intent's comp is the fact that they're going for Arena as a duelist. I'm interested to see how they manage to perform with this, especially in their site takes. I don't think it's going to be an easy thing at all. I think they're really going to have to rely on the Leers to be able to create that space for them, because generally when we talk about an agent that wants to be able to take control and get it in the front line, you talk about a Raze or a Jet, and you don't really talk about something like Arena because she doesn't have a way to get into the front of the site. So I'm going to like to assume that their game plan is you pop the Leer and you basically use that to create like a window of opportunity that you capitalize on. And I'd like to hope that's the case, because that makes the most sense in my head. But if they have something that's a lot better than that, and they're willing to pull it out, I'm not going to be disappointed at all, I'll tell you that much. So I'm actually really excited to see how these 2 teams do decide to duke it out.
Well, like you said earlier, you have Sky and you have Reyna. That's quite a lot of flashes already for Shadow of Intent. And now the C-side setup looks pretty steady. Astra is about to get dunks precision, holding a guarding line, I believe. Godsent sees the Recon Runner coming through, pops it ASAP, and spots at 3 players. He's calling for rotations ASAP, throwing out the defensive util already, which does get promptly destroyed by the Tasmanian Tiger. And now Shadow of Intent coming onto the side. Godsent, he's flashed, he's blinded, but he's still holding steady. Does manage to do some damage, but Kuro, the sharp headshot pop and overheal coming through as well. Side's been taken, plants to go down. At Sicko, however, the shock dart does manage to become blue. The Sova is gone on the defense, so no post-plant shock dart lineups, but Precision commits to the spike plant and will go down as 2 players come in the garage. Kasai exposes himself and Sicko as well. Kuro's going on a roll run and tapping everyone away. Quadra kill for him. And oh my god, Crash. 1 round and he's 1 charge off of having the Empress.
Well, one thing I did miss in that post plant, or trying to get when they were trying to get the spike down, it was actually a gravity wheel combined with the shock dart. Looking back on it, I was like, wait a second, one of them was vulnerable when trying to go for the spike plant and got hit by the server dart. That's a nice little combo. Apply the vulnerable, then the shock dart's going to do twice the amount of damage. And I mean, I'm still surprised as to how people are still planting in the same spots when they know a server's going to have shock darts. And still dying to that even in this day. That that does look. I don't want to flame, but that does kind of surprise me. Regardless, the force up is going to be coming out for the side of Shadow of Intent. This is really good for them. Side's going to be posted up on this line. Blue managed to take out Zerk, and it's going to look like a very clean round. Unless, never mind.
No,
I mean, there you go.
eSports, you know, they were trying to bait one of the teammates and trade each other out, but Blue was just too fast for him. Precision finally joins the game as well. Got a few kills over zone. And it's all down to a lonely last player, Godsent. You know, he said he was popping heads earlier, but in a 1-on-5 with the Classic, meh, I think his head's gonna get popped.
At this point, basically, just want to take away as many guns as possible. I would like to assume they clear this angle out there. As they are running into him, it should be a pretty easy kill. Okay, had me a little bit worried for a second there, but you know what? They got it done in the end, that's all that matters. So, have a look at Blue. Pay attention to Blue now. This man is one of his Hunter's Fury going into their bonus round. That is such an insane tool to have available this early on into a game. We're in the 3rd round and this guy has his Hunter's Fury. That's a 7-point ultimate, basically. So, I'm going to assume that he wants to position himself towards the C-long position, which we are seeing them do right now. And he's probably going to get a smirk from his teammate. He's going to grab that. And then, there you go. Probably drone up or... recon dart back sight. If it tags Godsent, there's a very likely chance he's going down at the start of the round.
Very likely. Hey, look, that's all theory. Full buys out from the defenders, and it'll be the bonus buy. SMGs at full armor. Blue, recon out to come through first. He hasn't picked up the Hunter's Fury ultimate just yet. In fact, he ignores it completely, so I know how distraught you are feeling at this. But it looks like they will be going for the rush with the SMGs, and Godsent's trying to lock things down. He will get taken down by Kuro, starting things out. Finally, the trade comes from Oki, but he just barrels down against the firing squad, and it's 1-for-1 trades, and they're losing rifles, the defenders. 3v4, the spike goes down, and Shadow of Intent, I think they can set up for a pretty decent post-plant here, and even dabbing a few rifles off of the dead bodies of the defenders. As I say that, finally, Sicko pushes onto the side by himself, joined by his teammate there, and then Bird does get popped, and it's down to a 1-on-1. Sicko versus the Sci-Fi. Probably isn't where the Ramen though, and it's already right behind him towards the defender spawn. That camera was risky. Sicko taps it once. Ramen Shorty has to check this. And he sprints! No! Sicko managed to bait out some footsteps from Ramen. He's in this cage, but no! Sicko tracks him through that smoke. Triple kill for him. And now the first round won by the defenders, but they lost 4 rifles.
Yeah, look, I feel like that... Oh my goodness. Ramen just kind of didn't want to win the round, I guess. I'm not too sure. I guess at that point, he's probably thinking to himself, well... There's a world where he's sticking it, and I do need to, like, put the, like, you know, I need to start moving, right? Otherwise, he's going to get that spike diffuse. I understand that there, but at the same time, like, you're already on the bonus round, so you've already done enough, and you may as well at that point just play to, like, try to win the round. Outside of that, there, I'm not sure why Blue's not grabbing a free ultimate or C-long. It's there, guys. Come on. I didn't shut up about these teams don't do it, and it blows my mind. Regardless, there, Sai's probably looking to pop the Blade Storm here, so this could get quite spicy very early on. Gravity Well does come out, forces him off the line, and the Trailblazer will start to clear out this short line. Oh, that's aggressive.
Sicko. Now he throws out the Hunter's Fury. Not tagging anyone just yet, though, but it will be Sai to get the job done. Sentient somehow dodging all the Hunter's Fury arrows, staying alive. Kuro trades out 1-for-1. Astra's gone on the defense. And, okay, so they showed aggression over towards A, got a kill, and they probably expected the pellets to be rotated over. That's why they're getting the hell out of dodge right now, looking to go backwards, over towards the C side, I believe, as there's a Cypher trap there. Hasn't popped just yet, but the defenders, look, they instantly adapt to what's happening.
I mean, this is going to be basically a game of timing here. Kura's in a really strong position just to basically capitalize on this server, kind of with his pants down. Looks like he does want to go for shock darts eventually. That's a really sharp shot to find. Doesn't over-aggress. That's really good from him, knowing he does not need to go for more kills at this current point in time. A lot of footsteps. He is going to swing again. This could be interesting.
Oh, it's a lineup. He's missing a few shots though. Oh no, that's a big whip. And Sicko, he took some damage, but he managed to get the kill. But Ramen, once again, lurking on the flank, takes down Gods, and the defenders, they're bleeding, they're hurting. But Sicko, he clutched it out in the past. He can probably do it again. Living Side to try to stick the defuse. He's already gone in halfway. Blue probably takes down Side, easy peasy. And Sicko, oh no, he was already tagged, and Blue, a single ultimate finishes the job. And that's the third round on the board for Shadow of Intent.
Well, there you go. If you get your Hunter Sphere in line early, you basically want to burn it as early as possible. That basically won them the round. They also have Seekers available now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just decide to go for a fast play in this upcoming round. It doesn't hurt to blow Seekers here because, granted, you are in the advantage purely in the weaponry department. It's generally very likely that on these sorts of rounds that teams would like to go for a cheese though. We are quite literally seeing like a 1-1-1-1-1, trying to like count in my head, setup. They're just kind of all over the place. This is quite interesting. Seekers, yeah, there you go. Seekers get burnt. They're going to basically just go for a fast play. This makes a lot of sense. You want to confirm where the numbers are. Seekers quite literally tells you where all the enemies are. So it's such a strong ability that more teams need to kind of realize, as I'd like to say. But there you go. They get the site for free. They know their forced off site, and the Seekers are still just confirming numbers for them.
Seekers, or, you know, passive wall hacks, sort of. That was actually a pretty interesting gravity well. I think a fragile 2 players in position. The Wolf is jumping up and spots out 1 player. Isn't aware there's 2 over towards there, though. Sign, he jumps down, will get spotted out. Blue joined by position, firing squad to take down. Oh, 1 player, but okay, that's a pretty good shot. 1-for-1 trade. Gets a second for himself, and the spray down a third. Okay. There's something, things are getting interesting now. Here's a runner back. He can get that rifle, and this is a very possible retake. He doesn't quite pick up the rifle just yet and turns around. No! Ramen destroys the runner back, and Collateral eSports are losing time and players. Oki now has the rifle to play with, but the place is so split up. He gets tagged by the Kidai as well. It's almost an undoable quadrant for himself. Might as well get the ace at this point. Kuro surely swings this and does get the kill. Oki, though, I gotta say, that was a humongous show up.
Early issue is he's kind of stepping up in a round that you probably aren't winning anyway. But that's good there. That's just 4 confidence frags. The first 3 being like nice little Deeg shots or Sheriff shots. You know, wrong game, old habits. But yeah, that's really good for him. Confidence frags does not hurt in the end. He's now 5-5, so he's starting to go even. That's just 4 frags in 1 round. I might assume he gets confidence going. That just helps in the long run. Speaking of ultimates, though, Sentient is currently one off the Cosmic Divide alongside Zook. So I'm curious to see if we could potentially see some Astra shenanigans going into these potential post plants.
Look, I've seen Cosmic Divide still them being popped on a single side or part of the map, and it's just pure confusion. You don't know what's going on, but you can pull off some pretty nutty plays with those walls. And honestly, Crash, I think for the first time, we're seeing the attackers just take things a little bit slow. But Sai, he's lying in wait with the operator, looking down A long. Kuro, first to die, walks right into the crosshairs of Sai. $5,000 50 cal, paying its dividends already. Sai, of course, he does get pinged by the owl drone, but he dashes the hell out of this. So, 1 player advantage for the defenders, and utility is being destroyed. As I say that though, great utility bait, as Sai gets taken down by Blue. There's only 1 player left on site, Zuke. You do have a Cosmic Divide, which gets popped by the attackers. The timing, just saves him in the nick of time, but Shock doesn't come through, and Zuke, I think he ate that briefly. He's gonna eat that one, 34 HP, 1 shot's gonna finish him, and Precision go for the push. That's so good, the Guardian Light, Flash Zuke, and he was just in the kill box. The attackers, once again, Shadow of Intent really showing up. They planted the spike, and now 3-on-4 retake, no ultimates, some util to work with.
They're not going to call it though. They're at least going to attempt this retake. This is a nice little setup we're seeing at the start though, but it's going to be basically on precision here to go completely insane. Oh okay.
My god.
That kind of just flashed in the blink of an eye, and Old Mate just got sucked away from him. It was a free kill. That could probably be a funny com that they're going on about right now. But regardless of that, that was good to slow it down. Really sloppy corner peek onto that A long position.
Yeah.
You didn't really decide to take it early, and then you're just like, you know, I'm just going to throw my body at it. So I'm surprised they managed to stabilize afterwards. Sai's just kind of got his pistol out, breaking the Trailblazer, and then for some reason just isn't thinking, hey, look, maybe I should back off this line because I have my pistol out and they've got rifles. If they swing me, they probably win. And I don't have my my dash available. So interesting scenario, but regardless, Shadows of Intent are going to be able to win that round. Godsend, alone on the C site yet again. I maybe shouldn't have hyped this man up. He's currently on a donut.
Yep, so, you know, you were saying he was popping your head. Maybe that was earlier. I guess that's what happens when he plays against you, but hey. Shadow of Intent, perhaps better players of a higher caliber, and this is what happens. Clean, easy C-site take. So much utility for this post-point defense and guns to play with. However, Collateral eSports make a mistake. They have upgraded pistols, and Oki, if one player can get that triple or quad run with a single sheriff, imagine what a full team of them can do.
Oh,
Cosmic Divide as well to come through.
Here we go. Here we go, Didge.
Triple player push out from Garage. Oki opens up. He just keeps spraying the hold down mouse one button, and he's getting the kills. But no, Sentient finally pushes out from Cosmic Divide from behind and catches himself a neat little double, joined by his teammate there. And Shadow of Intent, Crash, they're just really starting to run away with this game now. 5 rounds up. Economy haven't been struggling, and Ultimates blue again with the Hunter's Fury. Ramen close to the neural theft.
And the one thing that needs to be pointed out here is Shadows of Intent have a really good sense of when they need to speed up and slow down. They've gone fast quite a bit onto that C site. It's very weak. I don't really think there's a scenario where they're just not going to potentially opt for a late C if the round just isn't going too well for them. But look, we're finally seeing a heavy C stack. Sai's going to be looking down this with an operator. Godsend's decided to chuck his util into Garage. So that's okay. Okay.
The whole
I want to go back real quick. Look. This is a trip. Do you see this?
Yes.
Look, I don't want to be that guy. I've just never seen a trip like that.
I suppose it does have its perks to an extent. People may not expect it, but we'll see what happens. You know, like I said earlier, you really hyped up Godsend, and I'm hoping his setups really do work out.
I couldn't go on B. We couldn't attack B on bind. This man was just like dancing in his cages, and then out of nowhere, when we were on defense, this guy would randomly be in like CT holes or something. Back B holes, and we're just like, how did he get there? But look, maybe map. Haven's just on his map. Yeah, I was about to say.
And now, Shadow of Intent, they're starting to get a lot of A control. Sewers is theirs, Long is theirs, the ult might as well be theirs as well. Zuke, I do think it's a little bit pivotal that he stays alive here. He's so much useful to play with. But have the time it works out! Gets one kill and backs off, but no, the Leer from beyond the grave. Blue gets that trade. Spike goes down. No shock does come out just yet. But remember, when I said earlier, Blue had the Hunter's Fury. He's probably going to go play defensively now, using it to play a post-plant anti-defuse.
Oh, there you go. Just said it. Okay, operator out. Okay, he's definitely going to be going for a runner back here. Doesn't manage to connect the shots. Ramen manages to find one. There's going to be another for him, though. Jet Dash is out. Precision with one of his own.
Wow.
That's the second. I thought that was the third, but I guess it was the third if you count the run it back. But there you go. That's a really nice crossfire coming out from those two. It's just strange. Zuke is just... He played that A site so strangely. He's just kind of like, all right, you know what? Instead of looking to play a retake, I'm just gonna keep myself on the site and then just hope I get one. Because if he doesn't get that one, I think it was Kura. If he doesn't get that one, he basically just dies for free.
Exactly.
So it's quite fortunate that he manages to get that. I think it was a team flash actually. Or he was just looking away because the guiding light. I'm not sure what happened there. It's just really strange.
Honestly, I think it's one of those moments to win as well. Zuke, if he had a Phantom instead of a Vandal situation, he probably would be able to get that double spray down. But hey, look, that's just theory crafting at this point. Oh, and the Seekers again, they get burned early on. It seems like every single time they use the Seekers, it's against an eco round for Collateral eSports. Regardless, Shadow of Intent, they're really pushing on. The Tasmanian Tiger comes through just to clear a little bit more angles. Spawns out Sicko on site. Easy kill for Precision. He'll stun anyways, and Kuro throwing aggro as well, one at a time. My god, Shadow of Intent are just putting the hurt on the Collateral eSports. This is pure punishment. Side 1 on 5 has to ace it to win it. His shoulder gets exposed, and Precision, true to his name, precise shot, headshot, down he goes. 8-1 Crash. This is domination.
Yeah, I mean, the whole squad's been playing pretty well. Like, you see, like, Ramen and Sentient, they might be having a bit more of a quiet game, but it doesn't matter because their utility is so impactful. Yeah. Ramen just holding those flanks, and Sentient quite literally being one of the reasons why they can get onto their sites and hold them into the post plant. So, this is just, yeah, it's a very one-sided affair. I do want to point out, Godsend's managed to get his ultimate online, and that's only for the fact that he's died enough to get it up. So, that's definitely not a good side, especially when you're a Cypher and they go to your site and you're not getting kills. Like, that's like, when's the line drawn? Like, where do you start to realize, okay, something needs to change? Like, this isn't working.
You have to adapt.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's happening.
Oh, dearie me, what a lineup that angle. I would like to think so, at least in Sai. He's already 70 HP, 2 shots from death. But Kuro, we saw earlier, you know, he was angling over towards mid, as walks his way over towards the A site. Zuke does get one, but I do think his backline is exposed to Kuro. So this should be A free for the taking. Zuke pops that Nebula.
Is that right?
Kuro, surely not. You don't BM this. Because Zuke turns around. Yep, never mind. The execution, fast and easy. None of that Valorant Masters 3 shenanigans. Kuro goes even more aggro, gets a kill onto Sicko, so no retake information gathering util, and dismisses out of there. This is so good, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Shadow of Intent. They get 1 kill, maybe 2, but they don't go any further. They understand greed can be their downfall. They fall back and play with the team with the man advantage.
That's a nice Cosmic Divine to come out as well. They're basically just sealing the deal in the round. They're not really looking to take any chances. Sharp shot from precision, living up to the name. There you go. There's another onto Godsend. Sai needs to hold on to the operator. This is a pretty big weapon he does need to hold on to, but there's definitely someone.
Oh, where's he looking? He looks wrong way briefly. Kuro has locked in his position on Sai. You have to dash to work with, but for how long? Thankfully, no one on the enemy team can dash up there. And Gravity, well, Sai, I feel so bad for you right now, Kuro. That single bullet fished him off. And I do think Kuro might actually die to a spike.
Okay, well, I mean, at this point, it really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. Look at everyone; they're about capped out economy-wise.
Yeah, they got credits for the rest of the half here. Really, I mean, looking at Collateral, they're in a bit of a force-up situation. Bulldog coming out. That's when you see a Bulldog coming out. That's when you know. That's when you know. It's
knowing that Crash, he's still sitting on a donut. That's very concerning.
Is it caustic? Is it caustic?
I think so. I think so. Observer curse. You absolutely jinxed the hell out of this man. And
look, if I'm just saying right now, anytime I see someone and I'm just like, hey, I don't like this guy, I'm just gonna say, hey man, they're a really good player. They're gonna pop off, and apparently this is just gonna happen every single time. That's what we want to see though. Opening frag found for the side of Collateral. A bit late into the half though, but look, it's better late than never, as they say. True. So there you go. They got the man advantage. Let's see if they do decide to hold on to it.
Well, I like that jet smoke as well as they run out to grab a gun, because as you know, the gun situation of Collateral eSports right now, it's not the best in the world, but Godsend, look, Mr. Donut here, Krispy Kreme has the Bulldog, and thankfully, thank his lucky stars, I don't think Shadow of Intent are going over towards A. They back off, and it's just so interesting as well. They didn't really get intel over towards A, but just perhaps pure instinct for getting out of there. But Sai may actually engage over towards sewers. No, Ramen, he just the 300 IQ backs off instantly.
Look, I think something that I completely missed is the fact that I believe either the Hunter's Fury or I'm gonna call them the Cabbages for the Sky ult, because I just think it's hilarious. Okay, Sai.
Okay. Gets one in the kill.
Yeah, Cabbages are available as well alongside the Hunter's Fury. They have some tools available. It's really just a matter of if they decide to use them now to try to win this round, just hold them into the last round and potentially look to go for that 10-2 scoreline. This is an interesting scenario. Cabbages are going to be deployed. They're Godsend and Sai have a lot to do here.
If they don't pop those, they're going to get stunned right away. It's Godsend. Oh, dearie me. This poor guy. He just can't catch a break right now. Still no kills and just getting tapped away again. Sicko shot that lineup, but perhaps it's a little bit too late. Oh, no, still catches precision. The gravity wells as well, the combos. There you go, we finally caught it. That's beautiful. And Sai double kill, holds into Sentient 1-on-4 now. I mean, it's not impossible, it's doable. Gets himself a 2, a 3, and now has the Sheriff. He can also do the swap shots for Bulldog, spots out Oki. Time is ticking away, Oki. You have to go fast now. What was that? A negative to come through. And Sentient, if you clutched that out, that would have been one hell of a clip, but Oki just had the slight HP advantage and just rushed on. Finally, Collateral eSports, they double their rounds.
You'd think with a 3-on-5 situation, that should be an easy one for Collateral eSports. And then out of nowhere, Sentient's probably just heard me say, hey, look, you and Ramen are having a quiet game. And he's just like, you know what? I'm having a quiet game. Let's just decide to not have a quiet game. Let's just decide to get like 3 absolutely insane back-to-back kills.
That was crazy. Genuinely.
And then Urki just survives on like 3 HP after all that. Like, how does that even happen? That is such a nail biter round. And look at the guns coming out. They have 2 half armors or light shields, and they have a Spectre on Godsent. Like, this is such a just such a strange scenario. And Sentient's one of its ultimate, and they still have the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, Sai, the lineup after this click, man, because as you know, Shadow of Intent, I think they have the angle of the bead onto you towards there. Sai, honestly, I'm half expecting him to get his head popped right now. The blades haven't been fully pulled out yet, so that's a little bit concerning as well. Hunter's Fury to come through. Sai, you have to dash out into safety. Hunter's Fury coming through. Utility's being used just to escape from those arrows, and Sicko. Oh, look how much utility is being dumped on the side right now. It makes the defender's life so hard. Sai misses the shot. Kora gets Sicko, and this retake, it's just falling to pieces. In fact, it's not even going anywhere at all. Oki, the running back is popped. Precision does strike back onto Zuke. Okay, finally takes down Kuro, but the defenders, look, you have Godsent. He needs 1 kill. Come on, give it to him at the very least. Finally, there you go. 1 kill on the board. Precision's gone. 2v3. This is actually sort of doable now because Godsent, he has a rifle in his hands and the neural theft as well, I would think. Oki flashes onto sight. He will know there's 1 player back side and 2 over towards long. But however, time is ticking away. The spike is planted in the corner. They don't have much post-mine util to work with, though. The shock darts at the very least. Ramen does get distracted as Godsent executes him. Godsent triple. Okay, finally pops off. Godsent, maybe a quadra, but no, Sentient just proving to be the better player there. He has utility. No astral utility to work with. And Oki, you have to sort of stick this. The flame ball goes down. So easy for Sentient. Oh, 10-2. And Shadow of Intent, they take the first half. A very dominating lead.
Switching sides.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you, like, I'm not sure what I meant to break down in that whole half. It's just kind of been they just know when to fight. They know when to go aggressive. They know when to slow down. They just have this insane read on basically like what's going on. And they basically just kind of went like, hey, all right, Godsent, we know you're on C. Look, we're gonna go C a lot during this half. We might change it up here and there, but look, we're gonna default towards C because we know that's the weakness. We know that's, you know, where we're gonna get most of our success. So the good thing about Collateral eSports' comp, it's pretty decent on attack. Like, Phoenix has a lot of playmaking potential. Like, the Sova, just with his recon dot alone, opens up a lot of space for the team. So, there's definitely a world where they managed to pull it back. I mean, at this point, it's really just finding out if this is the one that we're in.
Yeah. Look, we've seen crazier comebacks. I think it was a straight up Zoo Academy. Was it like a 10-1 comeback and 13-10. So this is doable as Collateral eSports. They do get 2 kills now. Shadow of Intent, 2 players are down. And Spike will get planted over towards B. Plenty of util to play the post plant with. So down to last 3 players. They have Sova, the recon arrow can come in clutch, and they have Astra util. There are no Sides in the corner, and Blue just waiting that gravity well comes through. Sai, he can be one shot from death. Yep, that's a fragile for sure, and Sai, not long for this world, does take 1 down before goes down though, and Godsent gets the trade. Finally, he's starting to put up numbers. Sentient does get exposed, I think, by the Cypher Cam back sight, and Godsent confirms a double. I think this could be a potential comeback.
Just for the sake of this match, I like to hope it's at least somewhat of a comeback. There's at least somewhat of a fight. I mean, it's interesting, really. Hey, that was a pretty clean B take. They just kind of knew to gun it down onto C. And, I mean, the setup that was provided by Shadows of Intent kind of allowed them to do that. They only had a trip and a camera on the site. That's not really going to stop them, especially when they have a jet. You can just kind of dash, get in your face. It completely negates the trip as well, or the trap wire, as it's actually called. That still, like, weirds me out. Trip wire, not a trap wire. Yeah, you don't know that?
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Aside, that's a pretty fast click, channeling his inner tens, and gets 1 opening frag on the defenders. So this is actually a really good start. They have SMGs, a better buy to work with, and by God, does Collateral eSports need every single round and every single gun they can hold on to.
Hey, Dig. So what I'm going to do right now is, I'm going to go to Godsent, hold F1, and read what it says.
Trapwire. Okay, it's a trapwire. Oh, there's a tripwire. Okay, and while we were distracted, Sai, semi-worth it, but Sai, he gets another kill as Tens is coming through again. Finally, Sentient strikes back onto Zuke, Astra on Astra. Sai, he heard the reload and slowly picking around the corner. This should be easy for him. Sentient goes down. Sai has 3. Give him the ace at this point. Precision from behind takes down. Okay, I think this is all just a setup for Sai so he can get more kills with the Marshal. Okay, I was gonna say another one, but Blue finally strikes back.
You have to open your mouth.
And the Caster's curse. What can I say? Meanwhile, Collateral eSports, they managed to plant the spike over towards A, and that That cage, I hope it works out in his favor later on. But Shadow of Intent, okay, they have guns to work with now. No armor, however. A few seconds left until Blue has the recon arrow. So I do see a world in which this retake is successful, as I do think there is an overheal. No overgrowth coming out just yet. Good intel good utilities to scout out where the players are. However, the Wolf doesn't quite catch out the very end towards A-Long there. And that blind, it does catch out Godsend as Blue gets another onto Sicko. Godsend. Oh no, had to step up. But Blue, the running gun, was even blinded. I'm not too sure. And that's such a... Oh no, that's such a retake coming out from Shadow of Intent. Literally highway robbery.
So, for some reason, you have Sai, who's just getting kills on one half of the map. Yep. You have the rest of the team. You have 2 members of the team with a spike going on the other half of the map and looking to plant on A there. Then you decide to send your Phoenix up towards where your Jet is, and you just completely neglect to play a Crossfire. Your Phoenix gets flanked in Garage, and then you all of a sudden, you're in a 2v2 situation where it's not as in your favor as you'd like it to be. They've just decided to completely throw around. I have no idea what the call was. I'm not too sure why they're just not going ski with numbers when they're just going to commit to a site with numbers. It doesn't make much sense though. This is just really strange play.
Well, this is a commitment as far as Collateral eSports going for this A take as Precision opens up with the Zuke. No Astro use or Gravity Wells to play with. And look, a single kill and this push has been halted. But Precision, you know, can he channel his name again? Go for more. Great dodge by Sai. And look at taking that Precision. The double spray down. His job is done here. Godsend doesn't manage to trade back, but he's already on 74 HP. 4v3, 4v2, I mean, 4v1 now. As Sicko whips a few shots on Ramen. Ah, that was just so easy for him. And look, the moonwalk, and Godsend is confused as Cora confirms the kill. Match point now. Crash. This is just so unfortunate.
I wanted to give Collateral eSports the benefit of the doubt going into the rest of that game because, I mean, like, let's be real.
Sort of.
Well, I'd like to assume that they would have at least had something in them to win a couple of attack side rounds. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case though. Apparently, they're on rifles though. That's something they've got going for them. If that wasn't the case, I'd probably just put them out of this game completely. But they at least have a chance. They need 9 rounds for overtime. That's a tall toss, especially when the level of play just has not been like. I don't think it's how they want it to be either. I think they're probably underperforming. Kerr tagged on a little bit through that nebula as the recon dot comes down at the back. This could get very spicy very quickly.
Oh, I think the camera dot actually tagged him or something. But look, Kura, he's spraying down range as the Raider because he knows as long as he can get 1 kill, the insta heal can come through. Zuka, however, will deny him his hopes and dreams. He takes some shots in the process, but Precision, okay, he works his way down mid. There's a lot of players about to barrel down him. Gets into the corner in the nick of time. Spots that 1 clean headshot. Looking for a 2-piece at this point. The Guarding Light, they do see it coming, but Precision doesn't matter. He gets a double for himself regardless. While the trade comes back and got it. He's stepping up now. I like this. Another 2-on-2. That's a 2-on-1. Collateral eSports, they're not out of it just yet. And when it's match point, the finally managed to bring things back. But Ramen, look, he has util over towards mid, and we are seeing the attackers go over towards C.
I'm surprised it's actually managed to get into a situation like this. The second I saw Zuke fighting a player onto C long by himself when his team's running away when he's the Astra.
He should have died.
It's not even the fact that he should have died, it's just more of the fact of like, why are you taking that fight when you're the Smirks character? That's really concerning. Ramen's made this very interesting now.
And that toss as well. Godsend, he exposes his position, the camera, and that's all about a game of cat and mouse. Cypher superiority, and Godsend, oh, he had a quiet game in the first half. But now he does clutch things out. Triple kill for him, 4-12, and he keeps Collateral eSports in this game for a little bit longer.
I mean, he's working out. About time. Maybe a little bit too late in the game, but kills are somewhat evenly spread amongst this Collateral eSports line, alongside the fact that Zook might just be having a slightly quiet game. It's not the end of the world though, but mate, you can't be peeking like that when you're the Astra.
It's risky.
Yes. Well, yeah, if you die, I mean, there you go, your Smirks. You've just made it 1,000 times harder for your team to get onto a site. It's just, if that's just the way you put it, really. This is also a strange setup. That's a big time. Oh my goodness, he wants that kill.
Sai, he's chasing things up, and now the overgrowth coming through, and Blue. Yeah, look, he was in the danger zone initially, but now he's safe. Sai, please don't let this be your downfall! As that shock dart narrowly misses him, a secondary to come through. But Sai, okay, he survives. Shadow of 10, however, Kuro opens things up, and that's the smoke's gone on the attack. This is not how you want the cookie to crumble. Kuro, okay, walks right down mid, and he gets the easiest kill of his life. Precision, getting a little bit greedy there, as God sense, as I said earlier, he's woken up, confirms a kill. Collateral eSports, the man advantage, and looks to be an A push.
I was going to talk about at the start of the round how they have the server in the sky all on the A site as well. That just as like an FYI, that is like very suboptimal util usage. You have very similar. Okay, look, I'm doing play-by-play now. Hunter Street does get deployed. Almost manages to take out Godsent. Ramen is just running out. This man actually has no fear. Okay, that is
good thing. So 3 players now on the attackers are tagged. Blue gets one opening frag onto Sai. 3-on-3 now. Collateral eSports, they have to hold things on for crying out loud. This is match point. Sicko picks up by himself, gets taken down. Oki trades back 2-on-2. Why is it such a nail biter? Ramen does get exposed, and it's all down to last player Sentient. 1-on-1. Godsent so tagged, and Sentient, oh no, a single shot to the knee finishes things off. And 13-4 Crash. This is how the cookie crumbles.
It was inevitable that it would be a look. I hate being that guy, but I feel like a lot of the time with this sort of stuff, I'm just very blunt. But look, right? Inevitably, this was going to be the case. It was going to be a one-sided affair, purely just how they decided to play their defense, and alongside that, they're just doing things that don't really make too much sense on the attacking side. The fact that I'm seeing an Astra take a random one-on-one fight when the rest of their team's trying to get out of that situation kind of just tells me like basically just tells me the outcome of the game already, really. Unfortunate situation. I feel like at least they can learn quite a bit from this and probably understand like why I'm saying a bunch of the things I'm saying, because I feel like once you get told a bunch of these things, you kind of realize, oh yeah, that does actually kind of make a little bit of sense. So if they do watch this VOD, guys, I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm trying to help out, and I'm just very blunt. It's just the way I am, unfortunately. But look, they're sharp. They have good aim. I'm like quite optimistic to see how they do decide to bounce back. I mean, season's still young. I think.
Yeah.
I think my team's actually versing Collateral eSports sometime next week.
Who's your team?
Look. Oh mate, are you ready for this?
No.
Sir, we decided to just make a random LPL A stack, and I was just like, all right, let's have some fun. I got Junior, I got Stubbs, and I got 2 of Junior's friends in Knight and Mass. I have no idea if you know of them there, but there you go. We're just like, you know what? I miss officials, and I just hit some of my mates up and just like, all right, look, let's play a couple of officials. Let's play LPL A.
All right.
Just like, hell yeah, why not?
Okay, then I'll probably jump on those games and see what happens. But hey, look, back to the topic at hand, right? 14-3, easily dominating win. Shadow of Intent, Blue, my gosh, as the battle server, 20 frags for himself, 6 plants, and probably, getting those kills, a few deaths here and there, and those 6 spike plants. That's probably what allows them to have his Hunter's Fury on, what? At least, what was that, 4 times this game? And we saw earlier on as well, it basically single-handedly won them around that single double kill. But Shadow of Intent, overall, in general, I think they played better as a team, they had the better executions, better communications, but the most important thing coming to this game today, I felt they were just in the zone. All the reads were right, the timing was correct, and shifting the speeds in between rounds, everything worked out in their favor.
Really you want to see their I mean, it's just a clean game. I think that's just showing good signs for their side, at least going forward. That's pretty optimistic. I have look, I'll be honest, I have absolutely no idea what the other teams in LPL are there, but I'm saying right now, if you're being a team with a couple of names on Collateral eSports that convincingly on a map like Haven, I mean, there you go. That's why you don't really try to play Haven in best of 1 scenarios, because generally the better team won't always win. I'm not saying that they're not the better team. I'm just saying there's a lot of randomness on that map. There's a lot of just things you can exploit. The fact that there's 3 sites is just a big one as well. So a lot of factors. Maybe if next time, look, this is just like a tip for best of 1s. If you think you're very comfortable on Haven, don't always assume that though, because there's probably a team on Haven that probably just does not care and will just completely WP and run around. It's kind of what happened there. There's C pushes, especially on their attacking side. The fact that they just managed to get up onto C for so many rounds for free and no adaptation was made is just kind of sums up like what really needs to be changing. Needs to be more adaptations earlier on, because if that's not going to be the case, they're just going to be running around with way too many rounds, or running away, excuse me, way too many rounds they really shouldn't have a business taking.
Wow, that was a full rap god analysis there you gave for
I
Haven. But obviously,
mate.
I do agree with you. It does make sense, yeah. And you know, hold down W key as well. Haven already being attack sided, three spike sides. It doesn't make the defenders' lives any easier. But hey, look. 13, what was that? 13-3, 13-4. Yeah, man, that's everything done dusted. But hey, look. You know how I always like to run the show. I get a nominated player from the winning team to come in for an interview. And today, it will be Blue coming in for the interview. So I do hope that he does come. And oh dearie me, it does seem that my thing is... there we go. Finally, we've loaded in. So Blue, welcome. Congratulations. How do you feel?
I feel great. Great performance from us all, I think.
So Shadow of Intent, like, I understand you guys are, what, a new team, newer org? What was the inception of this team? Like, how did it come to be?
Well, honestly, I'm pretty sure... I'm one of the newest players. I only joined the team within, I think, 5 days ago. But the team was previously named Water Bubbles Breathing. Or, like...
Water Breathing Bubble Dragons.
Yeah, Water Breathing Bubble Dragons. That's the one, that's the one. And Kura and I have joined their roster in replace of Gluttony and someone else, I believe. And we're just trying to go as far as we can. Sadly, we missed out on being able to like go into the Evo League or anything like that. So we're pushing through amateur, but it is what it is. We'll try our best.
Yeah, well, man, I am glad to hear it. Very inspiring words. But then again, the fact that you guys didn't make it into Evo, don't blame it on yourselves. Blame it on those three teammates who are the veterans. They lost the game. But hey, look, man, 13-3, 13-4, really convincing win. What came into this? Who's the shot caller?
Me.
You. Okay, so one of the new players that joined 5 days ago, and you were IGLing for the team, and things worked out this well. Because for some reason tonight, your team seemed like you were in the zone. The timing was great, and especially Crash, he liked how you guys were shifting speeds in between rounds. Sometimes you go slow, sometimes you go ridiculously fast. Yeah.
Honestly, our main objective that game was really just playing around our ultimates and playing for those ult orbs consistently, especially on attack. And it wasn't just me a solo job IGLing. I believe we were all constantly talking. I was mainly deciding on site and pushes and stuff like that.
Right.
But as a team, we're constantly communicating, and I'm seeing great things. It's looking really well. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Well, you know, you were saying playing around the ultimates earlier on, but I think there was a round there in which, really early on actually, in which you, I think, had the opportunity to grab an ult orb and have the Hunter's Fury to open up things towards the C sites, and you guys just completely ignored the orb. So I'm just wondering, is there a reason behind that? Crash, he was especially wondering.
Look, sorry. I just want to say, Blue, hi, hello. I just want to tell you right now, I am, if I see a team not grab a free ult orb, I will throw hands, basically.
I deeply apologize.
Yeah, look, mate, you were like, I don't know, you're like one off, and I'm just like, all right, cool, bonus round, get a Hunter's Fury, and you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna send it onto the site. I'm like, alright, sick, cool, this is strange. But yeah, I think you guys had a really strong attacking side. I know for a fact, like, I mean, I called this a couple of times at the start. I saw one of you guys get Seekers early, and I'm just like, alright, they're probably gonna, like, I think it was on one of the rounds where you guys had a buy and they were on Eco, and I was just like, all right, they have the Seekers, or as I like to call them, the cabbages, because Fnatic says it, and I'm a bit of a Fnatic simp. And they basically just said, all right, I'm just like, all right, look, they're probably just going to pop cabbages, confirm numbers, just, you know, play the round as safe as possible, and you did that. I'm like, all right, cool. So that just alone shows me that you guys are trying to cycle these off, and you don't want to wait for the perfect scenario, in quotation marks, for your ults. That's just a good sign, considering you are, I don't want to say like that much, or that new of a team. You have a core. And you and your mate have decided to come in there. It's good. It looks really good for you guys. I'm happy that you're using ults. It's very up. I mean, especially in a team in LPLA, like, of all things. Look, I'm not trying to downplay the play. I'm playing in LPLA for fun. But yeah, teams deciding to actually play the map properly. It's good, and you guys played it really well. So pat on the back for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of teams, especially like very new teams, lose track of, is like the use of their ults, and especially like plays like Jet and stuff when they're waiting for like certain rounds, and especially like Sova, every single ult. I think they're very misused in lower tier of play and competitive, and not used enough, I should say, and held too long. They've got such strong impact, and I think we displayed that this match.
So like I think for that game, like, you only used your Hunter's Fury maybe twice to play close spots on the spike, but every other time you just threw it out there to do some damage early on, or maybe ideally get a kill. So now the question is, right, what FPS history did you have before coming into this? Because you actually seem very, I would say, knowledgeable about this, for being in LPL.
I have previously played in a high Grandmaster team in Overwatch, and
all right,
and also I used to play Fortnite a while back, and Apex Legends. I've played in a lot of like competitive sports, but I'm just trying to get back into Valorant. I used to play it back in Act 1, but I've only really started getting back into it this act, truly. So I've been really enjoying it though.
Wow, so a veteran on many fronts. Well, man, it seems like you guys are off to a good start. I couldn't say anything about the team earlier on today because, look, there isn't much history to go off of. But now, things are looking promising. So which guys are the best going further up into amateur? So any last words coming from you, Blue, to the fans?
Just go for Sin. We got this in the bag. We're going to be on top. That's all I gotta say.
Hey everyone, you can all become sinners. Give their page or team a follow. Shadow of Intent. Thank you very much for coming on, and wish you the best of luck further up in the league.
Thank you guys. Have a great night. See ya.
Well, Crash, look, what a class act, and turns out he is quite the veteran in other competitive games. So, seriously, this team actually looks really promising for LPLA. You guys are going to have some trouble, perhaps, playing against them.
Look, I'm just in it for fun at the end of the day.
But you love to win. You love to win. We know that.
Well, winning's fun, right? But if I lose to a team that's better than me, I'm not gonna be too upset. You know, I'll be quite happy with it actually, because it means there's something I probably can learn.
Well, guys, that's all from us tonight. Quick and easy, done. Shadow of Intent, GG, congratulations. So, guys, if you enjoyed the show, you can follow me on Twitter at DigitalCasts, or follow me right here on this channel, in which you'll see me cast more games in the future. And, of course, the cute raccoon next to me, CrashOBS, your premier Valorant observer in OCE. Hit him up for any observing needs you'll have for any tournaments, especially Valorant. You can follow him also on Twitter at that handle. You see us here. And everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this show. And as always, see you next time. I'm trying to learn to use my stream deck. So yeah, see you next time.